What's up guys, it's Matt from TDM Style here and welcome back to the channel. And this week I've got something a little bit different for you guys and I'm really excited about this video. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been testing out an upcoming product from Stephen TheSalonGuy, so I thought it would be cool to do a video on the testing process, because I've been fortunate enough to be a tester on a few different products from different brands as they've been, awaiting production and things, and I've never done a video on it. So today, that's exactly what we're doing. Let's get started. Alright, so the basic rundown of this video. First, I'm going to give you guys a few details about where this product started and the processes that it's been through. Then I've got several days worth of demo footage of me actually testing out the product in various different ways. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to be able to reveal some details about the official launch. So the journey of this product actually started about a year ago. Stephen decided that he wanted to come out with a new matte paste type of product, and he had three basic goals in mind. First and foremost, he wanted to make something that had the strongest possible hold to it, but he also wanted it to maintain really good pliability and longevity, and obviously something with a matte finish. So he got to work on it, and after a few months, he got his first sample and he did not like it. So he kind of put it on hold for a while and went back to the drawing board. About 4 months later, he requested another sample with very specific properties that he wanted, and 2 to 3 months after that, he actually got that sample, and that's where we are right now. So as a result of that, he was actually sent 3 different product samples. The first one is the Extreme Hold matte paste that he wanted, and the other 2 were kind of an experimental thing, and were just basically possibilities for other products to add to his line if he liked those as well. So he sent some samples of these products to me and a couple of other testers, and he's also been testing them out on his own clients in the hair salon, and the Extreme Hold matte paste is going into production, so I wanted to focus on that one for today's video. So, as I mentioned, I've got a bunch of demo footage of me trying this out in a few different ways, so I'm going to cut over to that right now so we can take a look at how this stuff works. Alright guys, so here we are with clean, dry hair, and today we're trying out the Extreme Hold matte paste one. Oh man, it smells so good. So we're just going to go in here. Now, when I was talking to Stephen about this, he said to me, like, he wants to know if it's going to work on longer hair like mine, because he said he's been testing it, and when you first get it into your hands, it's like super glue, like it's really strong. So I don't know if it's going to work for me, but we're going to find out. So here we go. I can say right now, putting it into my hand, it's very creamy, has kind of like a waxy, pasty feel. But yeah, as you break it down, now you're feeling that tack. It's not that bad though, so we'll see how it is going into my hair. Here we go. He did mention, he said you're probably going to have a little tug and pull because it is very, very strong hold, but I'll tell you right now, this is not bad at all. I can certainly feel the tack of it, but it's not, look, it's still gliding through just fine. If there's any tug at all, I would say it's very, very slight. So that I'm pleasantly surprised by that, because I expected it to be more difficult to apply to my hair type, but this is actually surprisingly easy right now. I can definitely feel that it's going to have a good hold, even just that tiny bit. It feels very lightweight, but it feels like once I get it to where I want, it's not really going to move. All right, I'm going to go in with just a little bit more because I feel like I could use just a tiny bit extra. So we'll see how the layering goes, because normally, when you layer a super strong hold product, the second layer is usually a bit more difficult to apply. Yeah, once again though, I am pleasantly surprised right now. It definitely has a bit of stickiness to it. It's got a bit of tack. I can feel that it's going to have a really strong hold, but it doesn't feel tangly, it doesn't feel too dry. I think it just has a nice balance. All right, well, I'm definitely happy with how this looks. So, I'd say we're in pretty good shape. It definitely feels like this is going to stay in place, so we're going to test it out, and we'll catch you guys throughout the day, and we'll see how things are holding up. All right, guys, so here we are about 8 hours later, and as you can see, my hairstyle didn't really move at all today. It feels very lightweight, I mean, it's held up. I barely had to touch it. The texture is good. It is a bit sticky and dry feeling at this point. Although, with that being said, it did remain pliable. So, like, I can still take it and, you know, move it around and do whatever I want with it, and it'll stay there. So, I mean, I think it's safe to say that Stephen accomplished what he wanted here. It's definitely extremely high hold. It's matte. It stays pliable. It's lightweight, like a matte paste should be. So, you know, as I expected, it does feel a bit dry and sticky with my coarser hair type. But all in all, I think I really like the results of this thing, man. Alright guys, so we're back to do another test of the Extreme Hold Paste, since this is the one that is going into production, and I've been testing this one a lot more than the others since I knew that. So I have used this a few times since that kind of first impressions bit that we did, and I've discovered kind of the proper way to use it. So I'm going to take literally like a pea-sized amount first. And when you do start with that little bit, although you do still feel that quite tackiness in the hands, going into the hair is totally smooth, which I appreciate. And I do recommend kind of going through and doing this. Just, it's an easy way to really work it down into the roots. And I would say also just don't be shy to really like kind of go ham and just really make sure that this is thoroughly worked in. Because like right now it doesn't feel like I have much product in my hair at all, but as you can see, the hold is already starting to kind of take place. Alright, so I'm going to go in with just a tiny bit more. This is probably just slightly less than I used in the first scoop, because I don't feel like I need much, but I do want to add just a little bit more of that hold in. So this is definitely going to be plenty at this point. I can feel the hold in there, I can feel the pliability, but it still feels really lightweight, and it's not feeling, you know, overly dry or anything. All right, woo, girl, look at that volume. So I'm definitely happy with that. So we'll check in later in the day to see how everything held up, but I can tell you right now that it definitely feels less dry and less tangly, but I don't think this is gonna be going anywhere, but we'll check in later, see how everything held up. Alright guys, so it's been about 10 hours or so at this point. I don't know, it's been a long day. But as you can see, my hair is still looking pretty fresh. I mean, the volume is still there. It feels like super lightweight. I mean, it feels like it has nothing in it, basically. And so, you know, the, I guess, shine level or the level of matteness is, you know, as usual, it's a little amplified by my lights, but I think that this is a good matte. It's super matte. It adds no shine whatsoever, but I don't feel like my hair looks dry. And actually, like I'm looking at it in the monitor, I think the texture on it looks really, really good. And while it doesn't feel like I have a lot in my hair and it feels really light, now that I've used less of the product this time, it is a lot less dry. It's easier to run my hands through it. And I mean, the pliability, like really, he wasn't kidding. I mean, you look at, like you can shape it into whatever you want and it'll stay there. And I've been playing around with it all day, honestly, because I really wanted to test and see exactly how the hold would last with, you know, constantly moving it around and changing it and restyling it. And so, you know, honestly, I think for a person who has hair like mine, so a little drier, coarser side, and at this length, the product does work very, very well. I do think it's a little bit on the drier side for me right now, but I think if you're a person who has a little bit shorter haircut, or if you're, you know, one of those guys, if you like a lot of texture and like a real spiky look, this is gonna be fucking bomb for you. But I mean, even for me, like I keep looking in the monitor and I think like it looks really good, and I feel like the more you mess with it, the more natural it ends up looking in your hair, if that's a thing. All right, guys, so I think I've got a pretty good grasp on how the product works in dry hair. So today I'm gonna test it out by putting a little bit into damp hair as a pre-styler, and we're gonna blow dry that bitch and see what happens. Once again, I'm gonna use the super, super tiny amount, like I guess I would call that pea-sized. I do definitely recommend that you warm it up very well before you put it into your hair. All right, here we go. So obviously going into damp hair is like no trouble at all. I mean, as with most products, it's just a very, very easy application. I'm just gonna run a comb through it too. All right, let's do this. Girl, can you say volume? That shit's like almost off the frame. Yeah, so that worked actually surprisingly well. I normally, if I use like a sticky wax product as a pre-styler like that, I usually have all kinds of trouble getting the brushes through it and stuff, but I really didn't have that problem at all. Then after hitting it with the cold air at the end, I can feel, you know, that it's got some hold in there already. Like I almost don't need any more. I'm gonna put in just a little bit because obviously it's still pretty loose and flowy right now, but just that tiny bit, I mean, like my style's almost done. Also, my hair looks like fucking fuchsia in this light. I don't know why, I swear it's red, but it looks a bit pink today. All right, so I'm gonna go in with another about pea-sized amount here. I gotta tell you, man, I am so pleasantly surprised with how easily and smoothly this applies despite the serious like tack and hold to it. You know, I fully expected it to be like tearing hairs out all over the place, and it's really not at all. Ooh, look at that. The back never fucking looks that good. Look at that. Damn, son. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone because I am super happy with how this style came out. All right, guys, so it's been in my hair for about 4 hours now, just over 4 hours, and I've been like working my ass off, cleaning my car, my garage, and so you can see just how well it held up. So let's test the pliability a little bit. If I wanna move it around, move it to the other side here. It can be super edgy and cool. And move it back. Seems pretty easy to me. All right, so my overall thoughts on this. I think he got exactly what he wanted. It's definitely an extremely strong hold, but it stays very pliable and reworkable. It lasts all day long, and messing with it and reworking it doesn't like degrade the performance of it. It certainly has a very matte finish. Love the fragrance. It smells so good. So yeah, I mean, I think he fucking nailed it with this product. It's exactly what he described it as. It's just what he wanted. And, you know, I think that comes down to a couple of things. I mean, this has been basically in production for over a year. It's been a long process. He put a lot of work and effort into this, a lot of testing on different clients with different hair types. And, you know, he came out with what I think is an awesome product. And really, you know, I think that just comes down to who Stephen is as a person. I mean, I know he's like all about the hustle. He works his ass off. He's been doing this for over 20 years, and he's not going to settle for a product that he thinks is subpar. So he's just going to keep going back to the drawing board until he gets exactly what he wanted. And I think that's what we've got here. And before anybody asks, no, this is not a sponsored video. No, Stephen and I are not working together or whatever, but we do chat. Obviously, he sent me products to test out. I mean, he's a hardworking guy. He's super nice. And I think he's just an all-around good dude. And, you know, and as a result, he makes fucking killer products, man. All right, guys, so official details on this product. It is going to be an extreme hold wax paste. The formula is both vegan and cruelty-free. The scent on it is spiced banana and rum, which fuck me up. It smells so good. It's going to be coming in the same 3.5 ounce aluminum tin as his other styling products like Clutch and Ice. And I've actually got a product shot from Stephen for you right here. So this wax paste is going to be called Pre-Game. And honestly, I'm into that. It's a fucking cool name. I think Stephen has like all the names of his products really just on lock. They all just like sound really cool. I don't know. Now, I don't have an exact price for you yet, but we can guess that it'll be priced around the same as Clutch and the other styling products, so probably somewhere around the ballpark of $20. It's in production right now. He's hoping to have it ready by the end of the month or so, and he is going to be setting up pre-orders very soon as well, so definitely keep your eye on the Salon Guy's social media if you're interested in this so you can get your hands on it as soon as it drops. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. I had a really fun time making it, and I think I'd like to do more like this in the future if I can. And as always, I've got a ton more content coming up soon, so if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all that. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.